a couple other questions I had. One of them had to do with in your testimony, you talked about Canada and problems that we have with boundaries. Would this really help? Would the Canadians accept something that we saw if we mapped that area? You said it could be as large as the state of New Jersey.
That's right. We have a maritime boundary dispute between Alaska and Canada. But I think there's some really good news on that front, and that is that we are working collaboratively with the Canadians to jointly survey these regions. And I think that is a very good indication that we may reach a mutually agreeable understanding on that boundary. And we've seen some other, just recently, for example, Norway and Russia reached an agreement on a long-standing dispute on one of their Arctic boundaries. So I'm hopeful, yes.
So the mapping actually serves as a useful tool for these discussions?
I think so. I think the collaboration I see scientists as the pointy end of the spear, if you will, in some of these. So there's a lot of cooperation, scientist to scientist, and then usually government, State Department, foreign affairs types then follow behind.
Okay, so I'm very happy that we're doing this. I certainly support this, but there was one troubling line that you wrote, at least troubling to me, and that was to learn more about frozen natural gas deposits. What are you predicting? What are you seeing?
Well, methane, frozen gas, methane can be frozen, and it's very concentrated material, and this occurs in the seabed and in the high Arctic in places. And I think it's important, one of the aspects of mapping is to identify where these deposits are to better understand their distribution, the concentration of gas that are in them. These are important for a variety of reasons. The one, they ultimately may become a natural resource, an energy resource. But it's also important to understand these because the geologists think that over geologic history, these things may suddenly dissociate into gas, going into the water column, into the atmosphere, and contributing to climate change because methane is a very potent greenhouse gas. So we need to know more about where these are.
Okay, thank you very much. I yield back.
I thank the gentlelady from New Hampshire, and I would like to recognize the ranking member who so graciously gave